So without further ado, over to Mark and the team from Bemix. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. I know we're all busy, so it's always good to see such good attendance in these sessions. I really enjoyed previous ones I've been on. And hopefully we won't kill you death by PowerPoint. We have got some fun things in there. Well, not fun, but good videos for you to watch as well. So it's not just us droning on. So to tell you a little bit about Bemix. As soon as I can get it to work. Okay. So today, presenting, the three of us, Grace and I work for Bemix, and Rob's joined us from, who used to be a support intern. He's going to tell you his story of his engagement before he joined and where he is today. So I don't know if you want to introduce yourselves. Rob?
Yeah, hi Mark, I'm Rob, and like Mark said, I used to be a former student with Bemix, and I'm here just to talk about my story and where I am today.
Grace?
Hi, yeah, I'm Grace. So I'm the engagement and outreach lead at Bemix. So I do lots of our events like this. I work closely with Mark on our senior leadership team in the supported employment team, and I'm also the project lead for our risky business group as well, which is performing arts, which I'll talk about a bit later. But yeah, I wear many hats at Bemix. So yeah.
We do have a tendency to do that. I also wear many hats. So I'm communications and partnership lead, but I'm also part of the supported employment program, the education side of Bemix, and I'm the employer engagement lead there too. So without further ado, I'll just sort of crack on and tell you a little bit about us. So who are we? So we are a social enterprise with charitable status, and that statement is very deliberate because people aren't charitable entities in our view. And we work with and for people with learning difficulties and or autism. That's our purpose. So we've been around for 23 years now. We were established in Sittingbourne. We're a couple of people that used to work for MenCap. And when they created what was then SkillNet Group, we rebranded 6 years ago, they employed straight away somebody with learning difficulty and somebody with autism to join the group and set up the organisation. So we've become co-produced from day one, and we've continued in that vein over the years. And we've grown. We've moved from Sittingbourne for our head office to Canterbury. So we're in the Innovation Centre at Canterbury, where we have a classroom there. We have our central services there, and we have an office there as well. We're in Dover in Charlton Centre. We're in Ramsgate, where we run groups from. We have two premises now in Sittingbourne, one for our supported employment programme and one for our groups, and EcoShed, which we'll talk, Grace will talk about a little later. And in Chatham, we have premises in Chatham where we have our cohort that covers sort of Greenwich and Medway, but also to Maidstone. And we do get actually, Grace, people from further afield, don't we, coming in to both Chatham and Sittingbourne. Yeah. So we are, well, that's the statement. We are people with and without learning difficulties and autism. We work together. So we are still co-produced with 70 odd staff now. Our board has an equal number of people with learning difficulties and autism, as well as not with learning difficulties and autism. And that's a very deliberate move. And most of the groups we run are run co-produced with and without people with learning difficulties and autism as well. So right across the organisation, we are completely co-produced, and our strapline is be seen, be heard, and belong. And we're really looking to help people, support people in their life goals to be seen, be heard, and belong in society as equals. That's basically who we are. So our vision and values, I'll just bring those up. How do you summarise this? I guess we want to live in a world where everybody is equal. Our focus is on people with learning difficulties and or autism. However, we believe that society should be equal and everyone should have an equal right to have their voices heard. So that's why we exist. In fact, we exist so that hopefully at some point in the future, we don't need to. What do we do? So Bemix, as I say, been around for 23 years, and over the years we've done many things. I think the most important thing we do is educate. If I'm being honest, educate and support people in their life goals. As far as education is concerned, we train and campaign quite heavily with people and other organisations to have their voices heard and get their rights to ensure that they have an equal part in society and provide equity for them as well. So Rob, who has joined us today, was a supported intern 5 years ago, but has also over the years helped us out in things like this actually. But also the Oliver McGowan mandatory training, when that first came about, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's training to help healthcare and social care workers to fully understand people with learning disabilities and autism. Rob, do you want to tell a little bit about your involvement with the training?
Yes, I'd love to, Mark. So, Old McGowan mandatory training. I was approached by Bemix, not by Mark, but by lovely Charlie Clay, and it was about being an expert by experience, making sure that as a person with lived experience with autism and understanding all the difficulties that come with it, if the training delivered would be correct. I would often have to go through policies, documents, training videos, how it would be explained to the public, and I would just give my advice on whether it would be correct or not. And I have full faith that we've done an excellent job. It wasn't just Bemix working on this, it's been a massive group effort. And yeah, feel very confident about the Old McGowan mandatory training program. That's just one of the aspects that Bemix have worked on.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. And that initial testing of the training materials was a few years ago now, and now it has now been rolled out. It's been rolled out for a while, and it's mandatory for all of the NHS and all social care and care companies, anybody that's patient facing, basically, which is just fantastic. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But skills to train and lead. This is a program it's a training program for people with learning difficulties and/or autism to actually become leaders and make change from within. So that's something we pioneered with some partners a couple of years ago, and we're actually just rerunning that very shortly. So and that is to empower people really and to give them the opportunity to get positions where they can make a difference from within organisations. So that's something else we've done. Right to Home. So we campaign regularly with like-minded organisations. We come together. Right to Home, Walton Hall. I don't know if anybody saw the Panorama documentary around that, but it was absolutely awful how people were being treated in homes. And the government promised to do things and they never did it. So we set a campaign up, Right to Home campaign, and spearheaded that as well. And free learning disability and autism awareness training is something that on the education side, which we'll talk about in a minute, businesses or organisations that get involved with us and have supported interns come into the organisation, they have the ability, we give them free training for them and their staff. And we do it in bite-sized pieces so that it works for the business. So we might do a 1 hour session several times for different shifts to make sure that staff are trained to understand people with learning disabilities and autism better. So it creates a bit more equity for people. So that's what we do there. All be seen, be heard, belong, of course, is what we're trying to push. So the Oliver McGowan mandatory training, this is hot off the press. We haven't made an official announcement about it yet, but it is in the public domain. And that training has been rolled out across the country. And Bemix have recently been commissioned by the Kent and Medway ICB as the preferred provider of the Oliver McGowan training in equal partnership. So Bemix won the award, were awarded the funding for setting that up. We've come together with Kent Autistic Trust, who are amazing, Christchurch University, which are all equally as amazing, and All Academy, which provides real specialism around training for around autism. With that, we're going to set up tier 1 and tier 2 training sessions around the county, and we've been because we are the preferred supplier, we're going to be training all NHS staff and all social and care staff in Kent. So it's some undertaking, and it's going to be co-produced. So we're already a co-produced organisation. We're employing now, we're just about to start up employing people with autism and people that have learning difficulties that want to train other people and share their knowledge and be experts with experience, and work as part of a team delivering out to healthcare and social care workers the Oliver McGowan training. So that's all going to commence in 2025. We're in the very embryotic stages of setting that up at the moment. We've started employing people already. We have training programs set aside internally for getting us up to speed. We're working furiously in the background with Kent Autistic Trust and Christchurch University and Academy to ensure that what we deliver reflects the purpose of the Oliver McGowan Manager Training. So that's that. So we also, well, over to you, Grace, I guess. Let me know when you want me to move forward.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, so another part of what we do at Bemix is our adult groups. I don't know if you want to go to the next slide now, Mark. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I knew I was going to get ahead of myself and probably waffle on and then go to the next slide and it'll all be on the next slide. So yeah, so we do loads of different sorts of adult groups within Bemix. Our projects are there to support people to get more independence, to advocate for themselves, and to just learn a skill or something that they want to improve on their own lives, or be part of something. Yeah, just be part of a bigger sort of thing. We don't just want to be seen as like adult groups as well. We have projects that we work on that's different for each group, and I'll talk about that as well when I talk about each group individually a bit more too. Each person has a person-centered plan. It's all about what they actually want to do. We review their journey with us at Bemix as well. So as soon as they start with us, we'll talk about things they want to work on, whether it's even to do with the topic group or the topic subject of the group itself or not. You know, it might just be gaining more friends rather than something that's particular to that group, like the performing arts group or the woodwork group, for example. It's very, yeah, person-centered as everything that we do. We're contracted by KCC as part of the Day Opportunities Framework as well, but we do have other funding methods too. Some people self-fund it with other methods, but it's mainly through KCC funding it. Yeah, I think that's that on a whole. Next slide, please, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, so here's a list of our the groups that we have. So we have Amplified, so that's our music groups, and we also have a shop in Dover as well. So we do this in Canterbury and Dover. We have the Eco Shed, which is based in Sittingbourne. So that's a woodwork social enterprise. So they work on loads of different things there, and they make different woodwork sort of products, and they sell them. We do loads of sort of birdhouses, but we do have other things as well. Or sometimes someone in the group just wants to make something for someone in their life as like a present or something, and we can work on that too. Discovery Catering, so that's our catering group in Canterbury, and every month we do a pop-up cafe. Each pop-up cafe has a different theme as well. The pop-up cafe for September has already been, but the one next month in October has got a Halloween theme, and we're actually doing it with the Risky Business, our performing arts group, and we're doing like a Halloween themed one, and it's going to be a murder mystery. It's going to be loads of fun, so really looking forward to that. We have Life Choices, so that's one-to-one support for adults with autism, and that's throughout Kent. For that, you have to be under the autism team at KCC, and then they refer. You can self-refer, but they will also refer to us as well. So yeah, that's one-to-one support to do with anything a person wants to develop in, whether it's getting a job, learning how to use public transport, or just accessing the community. It's all centered around that person, and there's no sort of time limit on it. It's all about when that goal is achieved. So it's not like you have to do it in 3 months. If they do it in 2 weeks, if they do it in a year, it's down to that person. So there's no time limit on it either. We have Sportsnet as well. So I believe Sportsnet is in Ramsgate, and that's kind of like a drop-in sports session. So there's no sort of sign up to that. You can just come along and go to a session, and it's specialized sort of sporting events that are catered to people who might have a disability or something, and everything's sort of adapted for that. Risky business. So that's what I do. That's our performing arts group. We have a group in Sittingbourne and a group in Canterbury. Like I say, we're doing a murder mystery next month with our Discovery Catering groups. That's going to be lots of fun. And then in Sittingbourne, we're also doing a pantomime at Christmas. And we just work towards different shows throughout the year. So that's what we get up to. And we also have loads of fun. Obviously, I would say that because I run the group anyway. Be Creative, so that's our creative arts group. I believe Be Creative is just in Dover, but they do lots of different things, and that's more catered towards sort of arts and crafts side of being creative. So they do lots of things. They do like tie-dye t-shirts and things like that. Be seen, be heard. So that's awareness sessions in schools. So they'll come up with a presentation that they want to deliver about raising awareness to do with disabilities or learning difficulties, and they'll go into local schools and they'll deliver presentations on that. Those groups, there's one in Dover and there's one in Sittingbourne. Audio Box, so that is our so that's the shop as well in Dover, but they also have a radio show in Dover as well. So that's every Monday, but that one's based in Dover. And the shop also sells things like records. They also sell some of the tops that have been made and Be Creative, you know, the tie-dye tops that I mentioned, or I think they make like clocks and things like that as well. So it's all kind of collaborative across the groups, and they sort of work together with that. And then all the money that is made through the shop gets put back into what they do. And we also have people who are employed in the shop, who are experts by experience as well, and who are part of those groups too. So yeah, everything done there gets reinvested back into what they do. And then Be Animated, so that's our kind of media group on a Friday in Sittingbourne. And they work on animation skills. I believe there's an animation video that's coming up as well. But yeah, that one's on a Friday in Sittingbourne too. Okay, next slide. Sorry, I feel like I talked for ages on that.
Well, you haven't, Grace. I think you did really well. I think there's so much to talk about all of these groups. I think the difference between these groups is that people join these groups in any way they want to. So the Eco Shed and so the music shop, for example, 2 examples of social enterprises. People join those and can be employed in those businesses, and they can make the product, they can do customer service, they can help with getting the social media done, and they're involved in any part of the organization that they want to be, because we want to create a place where they feel that they can express themselves in the way that they feel comfortable. And it's amazing. The Risky Business, if you get an opportunity for this to go to the Panto, I'm telling you now, you will not be disappointed. I'll be definitely going on to that as well. That's in December, isn't it?
Yeah.
Grace? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go, a bit of a plug. That's good.
Thanks.
So yeah, so the next one is just one of the groups, basically, is Be Animated, and well, they may as well tell you about them. He says,
hello, my name is Thomas. I support the Be Animated group on a Friday.
Hello, my name is Stuart. I enjoy going.
Sorry, that didn't seem to work. Yeah, try again.
Hello, my name is Thomas. I support the Be Animated group on a Friday.
Hello, my name is Stuart. I enjoy going to be an animator on Friday because I've had support posing and animating a test character using the character animator. I've been supported with rotoscoping, which is very traced over film footage frame by frame. I have been supported in photography, photo editing and filmmaking. and I also enjoy all the sessions. I've also worked on the animation for New World, Poetic Soundscapes.
Hello, my name is Liam, and I've been attending Bemix's Be Anime group for nearly a year. The people in the group are learning about animation. I enjoyed the sessions very well, and the people here are very kind and friendly.
Hello, my name's Gerard. I come to Bemix on a Friday to the animator group. I enjoy seeing all my friends supported in animation.
Who let the dogs out? Wilf, 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 Wilf. Who let the dogs out? Wilf, 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 Wilf. Who let the dogs out? Wilf, 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 Wilf. I hope. I hope. Who let the dogs out? Wilf, 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 Wilf. We do.
Hello, my name is Liam the Pirate, and I would like to do some singing for you today. Oh, in the Navy, in the Navy, in the Navy, in the Navy, in the Navy. Oh, wait a minute, I'm a pirate, aren't I? Oh, blast.
In the group, we have learned how to rotoscope, use online apps to create short animations. We also do photography, filmmaking, and editing, which gives the group a chance to be seen and to be heard in the community.
Love it. We know the characters that are behind those characters, and I just loved it all. It makes me laugh out loud every time I see it. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Grace.
Yeah, this is our Risky Business group. I don't think I was actually there when this was filmed, but yeah, I know these guys, and the way they present themselves is how they are all the time. They are bursting with energy all the time. So yeah, enjoy.
Hi, we are Risky Business.
Brave people, Risky Business, all about people getting involved in activities.
And I like drama because of making new friends and dancing and doing scripts.
Also, I like acting and making dresses.
I like seeing my friends, acting, script writing, putting on a play.
Yeah. So that's short but sweet, that one.
Hi.
So just a few snapshots of some of the groups around the county. Yes, so this is Dover. So this is the shop. They sell records in there, vinyls, but they also sell all the other goods that Grace has already mentioned. Employed people with learning disabilities and autism to run the shop, and recently had a launch with the Mayor of Dover there and all the rest of it. As you can see, there's just different photography from different groups around the thing. And the signage over on the right hand side is EcoShed. What EcoShed do is they take reclaimed wood. That's the purpose of it. They take reclaimed wood and they make product from it. So if you need signage done, let us know. So what else do we do? We've done supported employment for many years now. For about 13 years, I think, and we were doing it with government funding. That government funding stopped, and it's basically helping adults into work that have learning disabilities and autism, and there's a huge need for it. Government funding stopped, and we realised we need to do something about it. So we set up as a specialist post-16 education institution. I don't like that word, but we're essentially a charitable college, SEND college, and we work with people with learning difficulties and autism and help them to transition into from school and college into the world of work, so they can gain independence. The cohort have to be 16 to 24-year-olds. We're funded through the educational health. So they have to have an educational healthcare plan. And as long as they've got an educational healthcare plan, they're 16 to 24. If we can meet their needs, we will try to help them get into placement. And Grace can answer some specific questions about the referrals for that after the presentation. Yeah, the transition is really important. It's important because people need to work. They want to be independent. They want to earn their money, but they find it really hard. And I'll go on to that in a minute. So, who's involved? Any sorts of businesses are involved. So recently, this year was just started up with the University of Greenwich, Sodexo, Medway Hospital have been involved for many years. Maidstone and Tunbridge NHS Foundation Trust have just joined us, providing placements for young people, and South Eastern Railways have just joined us. So we've actually been placing 10 people with South Eastern Railways across the county in placements, 1-year placements, with a view that they will get work at the end of it. What types of roles do the young people get? Well, it's really, really varied. From, as you see, there's just some of the list. There's so many, but Games Master is an interesting one. You know, Games Master in an escape room, catering, portering, programming, design, and I'm sure we can hear more from Rob in a minute. So why is it important? Generally speaking, across the ONS, 78% of us, 80% of us are in work in the UK English population at any time. If you're disabled, the number sort of teeters around 50% in employment. These are people that want to work. So 50% of people that want to work are in work. I mean, that's pretty bad in its own right. But people with learning disabilities known to the local authority that want to work, the number in England is less than 5% currently. It was higher before the pandemic, but it's actually gone down, which we're working hard to amend. So, and there's really no need for it, really. We can see from here the stats around the country and over the years. You can see the percentage of people in employment here in the southeast. We are, believe it or not, trailblazers. Just over 6% of people with learning disabilities in work that want to work, which just isn't necessary, because everybody's got a skill set, everybody's got a superpower, whether they've got the biggest smile and they're just most lovely people, or they've got photographic memory, or they've got a beautiful eye and creative, or they just love repetitive tasks. It's just, there is a place in the workplace for everybody, and it's just about job matching, and that's what we do as an organisation. We get to know the people really well. We talk to organisations, find out what their needs are, and we match the two things together. So this is just a 2-minute video just to tell you a little bit about it.
I've known about supported internships for a long while now, and I think they're a fantastic opportunity for young people with learning disabilities and or autism to get into the world of work.
The support that we've had from Bemix has been excellent. From their very first visit to our offices to understand more about our business and learn about the role that we had to offer, to meeting Jack for the very first time.
A supported internship is an alternative way to recruit staff, helping us to diverse our workforce and to give opportunities to young people locally.
My initial concerns with having a supported intern was to have the capacity to be able to support them to have a positive experience, and also whether they could help the team proactively to relieve additional pressures. This was overcome with Bemix doing such a thorough job matching us with the right young person to fit the role, and also the work coach supporting him and myself to integrate Robert so well into our team and establish routines.
I didn't have any initial concerns. Our main focus was making sure that the intern found the role interesting. So we developed a job description which we ran through with Jack when he came in for his initial visit. The other consideration was if there would be any disruption when the work coaches came in, but this was far from the case, and they really went out of their way to work around us.
As a parent of a child on the autistic spectrum, having the opportunity to work with Bemix, supporting the young interns, is fantastic, and it's so rewarding being part of their learning journey and also learning ourselves, which supports me as a parent, as a manager, with my team helping these young adults become the best people they can be.
I cannot emphasise enough how valuable the Bemix work coach was. They acted as a go-between between myself, Robert, his family and Bemix to ensure the process works really well for everyone.
The support from Bemix, from the coaches, is probably the best part of the whole project, because they're here and they're supporting us, and it's a supported journey all the way, and that helps make it successful.
Jack's added such a positive dynamic to the team. His work ethic is just excellent. He gives anything a go. He's willing to try any new task. So we really saw the asset that Jack was going to be to the team and to the overall business, which is why we offered him a permanent full-time role.
I honestly think this is a great way of recruiting staff, and I would recommend it to anyone.
There you go. That's a bit better than I can. So without further ado, Rob was an intern, so why not hear from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Over to you, Rob.
Hi, yeah. Okay, is my mic working? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I could just about hear you. Yeah, it's a bit quieter now.
I'm a bit quiet. I'll speak a bit louder then, hopefully that will alleviate it. But hi, my name is Rob. I used to be a student with Bemix. And yeah, just a bit of my background before I joined Bemix. I've recently finished my time at college, and although I came out mentally a lot better, professionally, I had no idea where I was going to end up. So my parents found Bemix, they got in touch, and we talked about just getting me part-time work, like working at TK Maxx retail, something trending, fashionable. But then they pressed about things that I like doing, and I brought up I like drawing. I really like drawing a lot, and I remember that day Mark looked at it and said, "We are not wasting this." So they got me a placement with an agency called Zesty Agency, and I spent my year there. And although unfortunately I did have to part ways with them for reasons, it ended up me going to university instead, where I've been studying illustration and animation at the University for the Creative Arts over in Canterbury. And if we can go over to the next slide. Now these are some of the art pieces I've done, where I graduated, and this is part of my grad show, Love Thrown Down the Spine, a comic with 3 stories inside that I'd drawn, written, and even printed, as you can see in the bottom left corner, all by myself. It was a bit of an undertaking, very stressful, but at the end of it, if you can go to the next slide, Mark, I got a degree out of it, and that is me in the middle graduating. It's very surreal to see it and think that it has happened. So now, at the moment, I've got a little part-time job at Tesco's where I'm still trying to find my feet. Getting the degree is good and all, but when you have no cash behind you, it's kind of not it. And yeah. So yeah, I've just focused on myself as an artist independently at the moment, but I'm looking to work with Bemix on the Oliver McGowan program once that starts rolling out more and more. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me on my end. So yeah, I've gone from aspirations of working at TK Maxx to having a degree. It was never even on the table that this could be an opportunity for me until Bemix.
So true. And Rob, when I know you don't remember this, but when we first met you, you were quite shy. You weren't you weren't shy, but you certainly weren't as outgoing as you are today. And I remember having a conversation with you and saying, "Oh yeah, I'll just get me a job in a clothes shop." So why do you want to do it? And yeah, that with the art, your art is just phenomenal, and I'm so happy for you to go through that journey. And you joined us with next to no GCSEs, and what Rob did is he, after the placement with Zest, he wasn't qualified enough. He had to learn the Adobe Suite on the job at Zest. But through that, you put a portfolio together, didn't you? And then you took that portfolio and did an access course, and then persevered. Yeah, sorry.
If I don't mind interrupting for a bit, the skills I learned at Zest helped me out so much, because you see all the paging and lettering, that was all done on InDesign. That was all done digitally. If I hadn't been at Zest and hadn't learned those skills, how to use parts of the Adobe Suite, I don't think I could have produced this, because when printing it, you had to make sure that all the bleeds and cut lines were all correct. You can't do that with traditional printing software, you would need the Adobe suite for that. So it was an invaluable asset for me and gave me a real edge in my uni life.
Yeah, definitely. And then today, like you say, you're working, but we're hoping to snaffle you up for the Oliver McGowan manager training as a trainer. That'd be amazing. If we can afford you, Rob. But I know you've got a real passion around the arts and stuff. So you know, if there's anybody out there that's looking for a budding artist that's got opportunities, then Rob's currently available. Even though it makes me want to cry saying it out loud, because we want him. So there you go. Thanks, Rob. Really appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay, so brilliant. Thank you. So this is just why it's important from a parent's perspective, really. So that didn't work, did it? It's when you need Rob in charge.
My advice to business.
Oh, no. Right, I'd rather play this than the. There you go. It's working. You just got slow.
My initial thoughts about the supported internship programme is that it was a new and exciting project. We weren't sure that Alex was going to be able to find a job without any support, and this was absolutely designed for him to find something voluntary or even paid. The support that Alex and I received through the Bemix team was incredible. Alex always had one-to-one support and were always ensuring that his needs were consistently met, and we were really, really appreciative of all the help that they were able to give us. The impact that this has had on Alex has been incredible. He's gone from quite a shy young man to develop into somebody really, really confident. His maths and English skills improved so much so that he's been able to get a job with Age UK where he's won an award. He also was able to speak at 2 conferences about his work as a supported internship in front of lots of people, which is something that we never thought he'd be able to do, and it was absolutely incredible to see him shine up there. I'd say to any parent considering the course, then absolutely go for it. You'll see your child transform and develop new life skills to take them through to their adulthood.
Yeah, Alex was a huge journey. So yeah, I'm not going to play these two. These are just basic employers that have been involved with Bemix over the years. I want to make sure we get to the end of plenty of time for questions. But essentially, Dovetail Games had a young man who joined them who had no qualifications, but who had semi-automatic memory, loved repetitive tasks, and their biggest problem was they didn't have anybody that would stick the job at QA in a gaming company because it's really boring. But he finds it fascinating, and from their average employee tenure was 1 year. And Sam has been there now for 5 years, so that just says that. And Heather at Sunpier House has supported and worked with us over many years and has employed interns as well. So
my advice to business.
There you go. So yeah, just a few snapshots of different types of jobs. They are very, very varied, right? So from breweries to warehouses to engineering to entertainment, there's a huge variance in types of roles. Sales administration, security. I could go on. The list is endless. So that's our supported employment program, which has a 1 or 2 year program for 16 to 24-year-olds with EHCP. And that is it. I think that's the end of the presentation. So any questions?
Excellent. Thank you, Mark, Robert and Grace for your presentation this afternoon. Thank you again to Mark, Grace and Robert for your input this afternoon and giving up your time to present. Thank you to everyone who's joined this afternoon, taking time out of your afternoon to find out more about Bemix. I will be following up the session this afternoon to everyone who's attended with a copy of the slides, so you've got those to refer back to. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for joining, and I wish you a good rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.